Oh, there we go. Okay. Hi, how are you? I'm Christine. This is my weekly live stream. Thank you so much for being here. I'm going to show you some things you can do to support the health of your gut in order, if you're thinking about supporting your bones. So, not so very long ago, scientists realized that there is a correlation between the health of your gut and the health of your bones. Now, it's interesting because some of the medications that have been used for decades to support bone health in people who have osteoporosis actually cause digestive disruption or can contribute to digestive disruption, which is kind of interesting and also deeply problematic because the whole point, I remember studying this. I was studying homeopathy and naturopathy back in the 90s. And I remember my teacher saying, it's like a bucket with a hole in it. Like you can dump all this calcium into your system, but if your body isn't absorbing it, then it's just leaking out of you and you're not, it's actually not doing what it's meant to do. So many things, like, for example, gut dysbiosis, so microbiome problems, right? And you're not having the right flora in the gut. That can contribute to osteoporosis. SIBO, SIBO, can contribute to poor digestion. I don't know off the top of my head if it contributes to osteoporosis, but it certainly contributes to poor digestion. So if you have irritable bowel syndrome, you want to look into things like FODMAP diets, FODMAP, evidence-based for helping to improve digestion. You want to improve the gut-brain axis function, which is very much correlated with stress. So high levels of stress, consistent levels of stress over time contribute to challenges that many people have with digestion. So we live in this extremely stressful world with high levels of stress all the time. What are you doing to help reduce that stress? And these are topics I talk about at great length to my students on a weekly basis. So please check out the Subtle Yoga Brazilian Society if you're not already a member, because I really go deeper into this stuff. The other day I was talking to somebody who had never heard about the correlation between yoga and therapeutics. Like, how do you work with different conditions? I'm a trained yoga therapist. I've taken several different yoga therapy training programs, and I don't mean short ones. I mean long ones. I just graduated from a yoga therapy training program last year that I had been in for 10 years, off and on for 10 years. So like this is something that I'm very deeply studied, that I'm really passionate about. And somebody I was talking to just thought yoga was about exercise and stretching, and somebody who'd been in the industry for a long time. So we have this issue, we have this challenge of getting the information out that yoga, it's not just about reducing stress, or it's not just about stretching and strengthening, or even about reducing stress. It's about specific techniques that help us to address specific challenges that people are having. So right now, I want to show you something that can be very supportive for folks that are having digestive disruption, in addition to whatever else you're doing. So if you're doing Ayurveda or Chinese medicine or homeopathy or naturopathy or herbs and vitamins, and working with a doctor. And by the way, any of those things can be helpful for supporting bone health. Here's something else you can do that can support gut health, not just for the bones, but in that context is the way I've been thinking about it. So you will need a bolster. We're going to be doing a variation of Apanasana. So you need a bolster, and you lie down on your bolster with the bolster underneath your sacrum. So Apanasana is the simplest of all the forward bends, right? This is the pose. Exhale the knees in, inhale the knees away. What happens when you add the bolster is you put the lumbar spine into more flexion, and then getting the knees into the chest becomes a little bit simpler. Some people need the knees a little wider because of they have more belly. Totally fine. You do what works for you. But the magic here, the catalyst here, to what we're going to be doing with Apanasana is the breath. And the breath is always the catalyst. So this is a special adaptation of the breath that really helps you to get in and deeply massage the abdominal organs. If you have anything going on, pregnancy, inflammatory bowel disease, Crohn's disease, etc., of course you want to seek a physician's permission before you try this, okay? Or low back issues. So the hands come to the kneecaps. Take a breath in, and then you're going to exhale completely. The belly sinks. So you want to visualize pubic bone, ASIS, ribs, that whole area sinking. And then the knees come towards the chest on the suspension. And it just such a deeper massage. Inhale away. Take a free breath in between. If you feel lightheaded, dizzy, heart palpitations, pressure in your face or eyes, again, those are contraindications. Okay, let's try it again. So deep breath in. Exhale completely. And there's a sinking, pubic bone, ASIS, ribs, the whole area just goes down, and then the knees in to the chest. And feel that deep abdominal massage. Inhale away. Take a free breath. And I hope you're enjoying being on the bolster too. It's just a little, and that's doing something else physiologically. It's tricking your baroreceptors into lowering your blood pressure a little bit. So more parasympathetic activation, which is really important. Okay, so deep breath in. Exhale completely. Sink, 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 sink. Knees to chest. Inhale away. And just a free breath here. I'm going to do one more time. I just feel my nervous system going. Whoa. Okay. Release, release, let go. Deep breath in. Exhale completely. And the navel draws in towards the spine. And then knees to chest. And linger there for a moment. Okay, please bring your feet back down flat to the floor. And then just pause here for a moment and tune in and notice. You can lift up your hips and slide your bolster out. And take another moment to notice. Roll to your side. And use both hands to press back up. Okay, so I'd love to hear how that, oops, I should go back here. I'd love to hear how that landed in your body, how that felt in your nervous system. So please leave a comment so I can hear from you. You know, the other day I was talking to a guy who works in the yoga industry, and you know, he was giving me some feedback about my work and stuff. And he said, well, you're really good at long form video, but you're not good at short form video. Which made me laugh because I was like, that's exactly right. And why? Why am I good at long form video and not short form video? Because yoga is deep. Yoga is deep. Yoga takes time to learn. It is not a short form video. Let me speed up the video. I tried to explain it to him, and he was like, not having any of it. I'm like, you can't break up the video, you know, to this quick little slap some music on it and fling yourself around. Like, you know, by all means, if that's your thing, go for it. Like, I'm not interested, but that's not what I can do. You know, what I can do is teach the depth and the breadth and the profound transformational effects of these practices, and so that's what I'm committed to sharing with you. But if you have any ideas for a short form video, by all means, let me know what they would be. And you know, I'm always looking for ways to reach more people with the you know, so that people can really learn some of the depth of these practices and enjoy the benefit. Thank you so much for being here. I'm truly grateful, and I appreciate any feedback you'd like to give me or anything you want me to keep talking about in my live stream. And check out the Subtle Yoga Resilience Society. Thanks, y'all. I'll see you next week.